We're going to talk about different kinds of worm bedding. And bedding is basically what the worms are living in. But what's really cool is that they process this bedding into worm castings as well. I actually just did a feeding in this bin of food scraps. And so I was going to flip through here and just kind of see if they're starting to eat away at these food scraps first of all. Look at that worm ball. I love going inside avocado skins. Yeah, look at this. I put a bunch of celery in here, and these worms are going to town on it. You know, like I said, it was frozen, and once it defrosts, they start to eat it down. So just wanted to show that really quick, but then also talk about different beddings that I like to use. So their bedding, like I said, it's what they're living in. And as they're eating these food scraps, it's creating more microbes. The microbes attach onto this bedding, and then they're going to turn this bedding into castings. You want to find things that are a carbon source. So I'm going to show you a few things that I like to use. All right, my absolute favorite free bedding, cardboard. So I take this, you know, these are the packages that I get in the mail. I get junk mail. I also get boxes, like free moving boxes. Anytime my mom gets boxes, we shred them down and turn them into this. So this is a fantastic material for worms to live in. And again, they also process it. All right, this is pre-compost. And so what it is, it's that shredded cardboard that I just showed you. And you mix it with food scraps, coffee grounds, add some water, and you mix it really well. And it starts heating up and breaking down. So this is a little bit dried out, but usually you want to keep it like a wrung out sponge. And when you let it go through these heat cycles, this cardboard, you know, you can see like little specks. Those are all microbes and different bacteria. Remember, worms eat microbes. So when you do this, they're so much happier. You can put this in your bin and they will turn this into worm castings really quickly versus just plain cardboard. So my favorite combo is using this 50-50, this and some shredded cardboard or something, some other carbon source. But this material, if you take the time to actually make some pre-compost, depending on what your goals are, this will turn into worm castings quickly. So that's another common one I use. Also made from free material pretty much. You know, the shredded cardboard, coffee grounds you can get from Starbucks or your own, or, you know, I just talked to a coffee truck and he's starting to give me his coffee grounds. So, I mean, and then your food scraps. If you have a bunch of food scraps that are going bad, blend it all up, mix it all together and mix this. And I have a playlist on how I make this as well, if you want to know. Okay, another common ingredient I use is Coco Coir, and this is what it looks like after it's expanded. So usually it comes in a brick. You add a bunch of water to the brick and it expands. And so I believe this is an 18-gallon tote, and I put a 10-pound brick in here. You know, it was not too big, but it expanded and filled up this whole tote. And I'm coming up on the bottom here. You know, it gets darker like this when it's moist, and when it's dry, it looks like this. But it's a really good texture. What I really like about Coco Coir is it's neutral in pH. This makes a really fantastic bedding because it's light, it's fluffy, but it holds a lot of moisture. Another really common bedding, which I don't have on hand and I don't really use, is peat moss, and it looks pretty similar to this. But peat moss is more acidic, so you need to balance it out by putting some agricultural lime in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they process it just fine. They live in it just fine. But I like Coco Coir a lot because you don't have to put that lime in it. It's already neutral. So this is definitely another common one I use. Not free like the cardboard. You got to buy it. So that's one thing I don't like, but I do really love the texture of this. Another honorable mention is banana bloom. So I use this sometimes. Again, you have to buy this. And kind of like Coco Coir, you don't just get it for free, but I really like the material of it. So this company, it's really cool. They take banana fibers, like the bananas grow on the trees, and then usually those trees are just trash. And instead of throwing it away, which I feel like they could compost it too. Maybe they do that too. But they'll take the trunks of the trees and process it and turn it into this material. And it's this light, fluffy material that holds moisture extremely well. So they mostly use this for houseplants in soil mixes because it holds moisture. You know, I would say it's a competitor to Coco Coir and peat moss for soil mixes. But when I got this, I was like, man, I wonder if this could be a good worm bedding because it's also a carbon source. And it makes a fantastic bedding. It holds moisture well, which worms breathe through their skin. So that's what you're looking for. So if you ever do buy this or have it on hand for plants, I think it's a really, really good bedding. I really like it. This is another one I've been using the last 6 months or so. This is electric compost. And so you definitely, you know, it costs money to buy the electric composter. I was gifted one, so I've been using it. I have a couple that I've been gifted, and so I throw food scraps in there. And I have a couple that just make dehydrated flakes. But this one, it's like a slow cooker. I use this Wrinkle. It's called Wrinkle, R-E-E-N-C-L-E. And it almost slow cooks it. So I throw food scraps in there, and I balance it with shredded cardboard. And sometimes I take it out too soon. You know, this is what it would look like after 24 hours. If I left it longer, it would be more broken down. But it makes this fluffy bedding that's full of pre-processed food scraps, so the worms can go right in and start eating it. You can see these eggshells. This is a banana stem that hasn't broken down all the way. Like I said, I pull it out sometimes before it breaks down more, but if I waited longer, it would be more of just this material. But either way, this makes a fantastic bedding. I just started experimenting with it. I started thinking, well, it's got a lot of cardboard and food scraps. I wonder if the worms would like it. And they do. They process it. I feel like most of this bedding right here is this. And when I wet it down, it gets pretty muddy. It holds together too much to where there's not really a lot of airflow. And so I'll mix it with some Coco Coir. I'll mix it with some shredded cardboard until it's the right consistency and texture. Because your bedding, you're wanting it to be light, fluffy, but holding a lot of moisture. So if you're going to be doing your worm farm outside, another great option is leaves. You can crush up a bunch of leaves. I just feel like outside you're going to get a lot different kinds of critters, which is not necessarily bad, but if you're going to have them indoors, you might not want to risk bringing in snails and slugs and things like that. So I don't really use leaves inside. I do have a couple of bins outside that I'm experimenting with using leaves. I also have a compost pile outside where the leaves are breaking down and turning into leaf mold. And so hopefully it'll look more like a dark crumbly material like this or like Coco Coir. And I want to experiment with that. But inside, these are the main ones I use indoors. But the biggest thing is you want to think of carbon sources. What can you have, or what can you get and have on hand that is a carbon source that the worms can eat? So another big one is spent mushroom substrate. I have a couple friends who use that a lot. They'll pre-compost it down because mushroom substrate usually consists of things like Coco Coir, cardboard, I think sometimes like sawdust, things like that. You just have to make sure and check on the ingredients that the mushroom growers use and make sure that it's all organic and it would be safe for the worms basically. But all those, for the most part, are carbon materials as well. So you can get creative and think of different types of bedding, but these are just the common ones I use. I like to mix and match my beddings a lot just to create a nice fluffy texture. You don't have to do that. You can do only Coco Coir, only shredded cardboard. But at the very least, in my opinion, you should do something that is pre-broken down. So whether it's like this is kind of like a pre-compost, or like the pre-compost I showed earlier, it's partially broken down. The worms are going to love it a lot more because it has microbes and they'll break it down a lot faster. So if you only have plain shredded cardboard, plain Coco Coir, it's going to take a second for that bin to get going and for microbes to build up. But if you have something like this or pre-compost, those microbes are already there and they're just going to build from there. So it kind of gives it a head start. Again, this is mostly that shredded, that pre-compost, electric compost. And they are turning this into castings. When you add, oh, this is that orange. They say not to eat or don't feed oranges, but these worms are breaking it down just fine. I would say feeding citrus is just fine, just not in big amounts. So yeah, make sure you're using a good bedding. You're wanting it to be holding moisture, so when you squeeze it, it's like a wrung out sponge holding together, a couple drops coming out. You can see this moisture. It's a perfect moisture level. And so if you mix and match these different beddings, that's the moisture level you're looking for. Once they create castings as well, castings hold a lot of moisture, so you got to take that into consideration. If it's getting too moist and too muddy, add in some dry, Coco Coir or shredded cardboard and mix it in, and that balances the moisture because it will absorb that extra moisture. Hopefully this helped with at least brainstorming a few options. These aren't the only options, but maybe it gives you an idea of something you could use for your bedding. I think free is best, but again, I'm willing to buy Coco Coir, and just because I like the texture of it. But do what's best for you and your budget, and find the right texture, and just find something that holds good moisture. And of course, watch your worms and make sure they look happy.